What's going on, car family? I'm Ben Wayne. Thank you for joining me in another video. Today we are here at BMW of Gwinnett Place to take a look at the refreshed 2020 BMW 750i xDrive. This is a refresh, so it is still the 6th generation BMW 7 Series, just like the 2019 model was, just a refresh. And if you ask me, the small styling cues BMW has made to the exterior of this refresh model truly make this 7 Series of the 6th generation look like what it should have looked like when it came out a few years ago. Now personally, my favorite Generation 7 Series is the 3rd generation E38. The lines on that car are just remarkable, and if you buy one today and throw a nice set of wheels on it, it is just a stunning vehicle. But anyways, we're here to talk about this 2020 model, which has been finished in a beautiful mineral white, and the interior is a nice plush cognac leather interior. It is beautiful. So let's get into the exterior and interior details today of this vehicle and see how this ride has been engineered for excellence. Now, if you look at the front of this refresh 7 Series, there should be two characteristics that scream out at you. Number one, obviously this huge grille, which is 2 inches taller than what is found on the previous model year. And it features active shutters that open and close based on ventilation needs. Now, the second characteristic should be these headlamps. This new design gives the car an appearance as if it's squinting at you. And oh, by the way, BMW has also incorporated their latest laser headlamp technology. So I really love how BMW just throws all this tech into the 7 Series, giving it the flagship status that it deserves. Now, coming lower, you'll notice you have black accents, as this 7 Series has been fitted with the M Sport package, giving it a more sporty and aggressive appeal with these black design characteristics throughout the car's bodywork. So let's focus on the side profile of the 7 Series for a few seconds. What do you guys think about the overall design characteristics? One thing I love about BMWs is that they take a more subtle approach with the design of their flagship models when compared to other luxury sedans such as the Mercedes-Benz S-Class, which in my opinion seems to be a little bit more curvaceous and dramatic. This looks really nice, clean, and tailored without being too shouty. And I think that's mainly in part due to the sharp, bold line defining the car from the front headlamp, going throughout all the car's bodywork and then integrating itself into the tail lamps. It really just gives it a nice, clean, tailored look. Now, I mentioned before, this 7 Series features the M Sport package, so you're getting this shadow line trim around the windows and then this shadow line trim on the bottom of the door panels. One thing that you might have noticed about the side profile that's been changed for 2020 is this trim here, which people refer to as a hockey stick. It is now straight now instead of angled. And again, it just really cleans up the overall design of the side profile of this 2020 model. Taking a look at the rear of the refresh is my favorite characteristic, which are these new LED tail lamps and an LED light band that goes across the width of the vehicle. That just looks really cool to me. But design-wise, it just really helps pronounce the overall width of the car and provides a nice stance when looking at the BMW 7 Series from the rear. Coming lower, you have an M Sport exhaust. As I mentioned before, this car is fitted with the M Sport package, and we'll get to hear that exhaust system a little bit later in the review. So we talked about a few of the design characteristics. Let's go ahead and hop into the car's structure and overall driving dynamics. So the structure of this 6th generation 7 Series is composed of a carbon fiber reinforced plastic, magnesium, steel, and aluminum. Now the result of that is a 300-pound weight reduction when comparing the 6th generation to the 5th generation. So I really love how BMW has thought to incorporate a carbon fiber into the structure of their flagship sedan. I wish other car manufacturers did that. Looking at you, Mercedes-Benz. So the overall weight distribution of this car is 53% to the front and 47% to the rear. Now up front, you're also getting a double wishbone suspension system, and in the rear, you're getting a multi-link design. Now this 7 Series does come equipped with an air suspension system, and it uses this air suspension system to help make the ride extremely smooth, but not just like any other typical vehicle with an air suspension system. It uses cameras and is able to scan the road ahead and make adjustments to the air suspension system, giving you a silky smooth ride. BMW refers to this system as Active Comfort Drive with Road Preview. Taking a look at the wheels and tires, this particular 7 Series is fitted with the 20-inch M-Star Orbit Gray wheels, and I think the overall design of the wheels meshes well with the lines of the car. Now they're shot in Pirelli P0s, that are run flat, all season tires, 245 up front and 275 in the rear. Underneath the hood of this BMW 750i, you're gonna find a BMW twin power turbo 4.4 liter V8 producing 523 horsepower at 5,500 RPM and also 553 pound-foot of torque at the low engine speed of 1,800 RPM. So that's up 80 horsepower and 74 pound-feet of torque from the previous model year. Now this engine, of course, is connected to an 8-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60 occurs in just 3.9 seconds. Now doing a direct and fair comparison, let's talk about the S560 specifications. That is a 4-liter bi-turbo V8 in that car, producing 463 horsepower. So that's quite a bit of horsepower less than what's found in this car. Your 0 to 60 time for that car is going to be 4.6 seconds. So comparing the 3.9 seconds of the 750i to the 4.6 seconds of the Mercedes-Benz S560, that's quite a bit of time difference. I know Mercedes-Benz is working on the next generation S-Class, but I just wanted to compare this 7 Series to the current generation S-Class. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hear that M Performance exhaust system. Sitting inside this interior is where it really hits you. This is a nice car. Look at this beautiful cognac leather against the black and wood veneers and ambient lighting. Everything just comes together so well. At the top of the dash, you have that smooth black leather with stitching going across. You have a nice touchscreen infotainment system for your latest iteration of iDrive. And we've done a video on how to use iDrive, so be sure to check that out. But essentially, it just gives you all the control that you could ever want using your touchscreen, this control in the center console. You can use gesture control, and there's even buttons on the steering wheel to help you navigate through it. So multiple ways of being able to control the same thing is always nice. You have your air conditioning vents, and then a nice long panel of wood veneer going the width of the car, which has been accented by ambient lighting. That is nice. Then you have your radio, and then coming lower, you have storage for your smartphone for wireless charging, a USB port, and then 2 cup holders as well. Coming further back in the center console, you have your electronic gear selector, buttons for your different driving modes, buttons for your parking sensors, and then buttons for your 360-degree camera. So this car has cameras on all ends, the front, the rear, and the side, and it's able to take the images and stitch those images together, giving you a complete 360-degree view, which is really nice. You also have a control for your iDrive system, which we just mentioned. You have heated armrests. That is next level. And then of course you have storage in the center console as well. Coming over to the steering wheel, the leather just feels so good. It is so smooth and supple. Of course you have controls for your instrument cluster and telephone. And then behind the steering wheel, you have 2 thick aluminum shift paddles if you want to drive in manual mode. Now, as I mentioned in previous BMW videos before, the instrument cluster is digital, but it also has a camera which is looking at you to make sure you're paying attention while you're using this car's autonomous features. So like I said, there is so much tech in this 7 Series, it truly deserves the flagship status BMW has given it. Taking a look at the door panels, they're covered in that smooth and supple black leather. You have accent stitching, of course, wood veneer accented by ambient lighting, and then you have your aluminum door handles and your unlock and lock buttons. Then you have the cognac leather coming in here, which is an excellent contrast against this black. It really just brings this interior to life. One thing I don't like about some of the luxury cars on the market or how they're spec'd is that they'll have either a black exterior or a silver exterior and then just a black interior. That is boring. This cognac leather just really brings the interior of this car to life. You have all your controls for your windows and side view mirrors, and then you have 2-position memory, and then storage on the bottom of the door panel as well. Now for the seats, of course, a car of this caliber, the seats are going to be comfortable. They're 20-way adjustable, but they are just particularly gorgeous in my opinion. Again, this cognac leather, the perforation, and then the diamond stitching throughout the seats, and then the black accent piping just really brings it all together. And of course, you get the 3 levels of heating and cooling as well. Let's go check out the back. After taking a seat in the back of this 7 Series, one of the first things that hits me is that This is some of the most comfortable rear seating I've ever experienced. Now, I have great support for my back, but not only that, the seat extends out and gives me additional support for my legs, so I feel really comfortable, and I feel like I could take a long ride in this car, which is something I would love to do. Now, coming over to the door panels, they're covered with that same quality that you found up front. The black leather, the wood paneling, ambient lighting, and cognac leather interior inserts for that extra contrast. But taking it a step further, this car features power sunshades. Just press a button, as you can see the shades just roll up, giving you privacy and also helps keep the car cool. So that is really a neat feature. Let me go ahead and put that down. That is really cool. But overall, the rear seating is just magnificent. The leg room is crazy. Look at all this space here. And then of course there's storage behind the front seats, and then you have controls for your climate system in the back as well. One thing that is more prevalent when sitting in the back as opposed to the front is the BMW Panoramic Sky Lounge. It's composed of 2 pieces of glass on the roof full of thousands of LEDs, and when it illuminates in low light conditions, it just provides a dramatic effect, just taking this car to the next level, a level that you would expect of a flagship model sedan. So that was a brief overview of this brand new 2020 refreshed 7 Series. I love the details of this vehicle. Almost forgot, look at these puddle lamps here. When you open the door, you get the BMW symbol illuminated on the ground. That's really neat. And of course, this car gets soft closed doors. So just bring it close and it sucks it in. What do you guys think about this car? Would you take it over the S-Class? This car is a technological powerhouse, and the interior just screams class in my opinion. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found yourself interested in this vehicle, please be sure to reach out to my friend Tolli Poff here at BMW of Gwinnett Place. I'll catch you guys in the next video.